Alright, so Salmon Run and Splatoon Raiders are two completely different modes. However, when it comes to Salmon Run, it's definitely a little bit of a different taste, because, I mean, we have a different objective than Salmon Run, and Raiders definitely is also different. I mean, this is the first map that we see, but Splatoon Raiders is definitely probably going to be a lot more expansive, I mean, given the map that we got. Okay, I need help, my teammates. Not to mention that we're dealing with a different breed of Salmonids here. So, the main point is, we can't just assume that one mode is gonna be the same. And in fact, when it comes to simply Salmon Run as a whole, the mode is more survive. And while the same can be true for Raiders, that entire premise is just not exactly gonna be happening. Okay, I need to get out of the storm. Like, take this steelhead, for example. Like, it's different beast altogether for what we were doing when it comes to the steelhead. Plus, I haven't really seen any mods within, well, Splatoon. I mean, we got Salmonids in Salmon Run. That's one thing that we do need to be able to prepare for. Because the one thing that I can draw between the two games so far, between Splatoon 3 Salmon Run and Splatoon 3 Salmon Run, I already said it. The one thing I can draw between Salmon Run and Splatoon Raiders is just the sheer fact that there's a whole different premise of mechanics and everything, and like different threats. And as far as I'm aware, Raiders isn't necessarily RNG based. Unless if I'm misinterpreting the little images that they showed off in the little map earlier on when we saw the trailer for the release date. And I also have not seen, like, how are we gonna be getting our hands on the weapons, and can I hit a single fish? Okay, we are good, we are good, we are good. Also, the other thing is that the stingers are definitely going to be playing a lot differently. And we probably won't have to worry about this sort of situation where we are dealing with very, very, very quality comps, because we get to actually pick our weapons and not have to deal with random rotation with the most basic of weapons. The other thing is, I can't really say if we are going to have more plowings, because we know the mini plowing is in, because, well, they showed us when they were showing off for one thing. The other thing is, we haven't really seen Mudmouse, one of my most favorite Salmonids to face within Splatoon 3 Salmon Run. I mean, you probably have already heard me several times talking about that. But if we can just simply not say that's gonna be a copy pasta because we've had that sort of thing when Splatoon 3 first was coming out. The graphics are different, but the models are definitely different. The eyes are definitely differently animated, and so Tomb Raider's definitely gonna be taking a lot more from. Okay, I need to get away from the small fry. Also, I don't think if I don't know if we're gonna be able to access like Splatoon 3 and whatever special Splatoon Raiders might be including, because that is a whole other beast entirely. Because we've only seen the special weapons from with deep cut being involved and whatnot. The thing is, I really can't say at this moment in time how the mechanics are going to be looking in Splatoon Raiders, because Raiders as a whole, it's a completely different side game. And as far as I'm aware, there's no such thing as grillers. No. There's also no falling off the edge of the map either. So I do need to be careful though. I don't know if anyone has seen anything on it, but I don't know if have we even seen small fries in the trailer? Because we haven't even seen snackers, which, granted, we haven't seen golden eggs, but okay, I need to move. Okay, no! Why was he still on me? Okay, where was I? Ah, yes. We also haven't really seen Doolies ever. Because Doolies is a whole other beast entirely. I mean, if Salmonids are different, then as we get into later stages of Splatoon Raiders, that will definitely be a welcome change, because, like, come on, these are the simplest enemies. Those are the simplest enemies if we don't fall into the water. Stingers are definitely different too, because we saw one stinger deploy 3 lasers, which I find that exceptionally interesting, because, I mean, if they did it in Raiders, why didn't they do that in Splatoon 3? I mean, that would have made the enemy so much more interesting to face. I mean, but again, I can understand. had no idea my teammate was right there. Okay. Like, if we had Ancient in Splatoon Raiders, that would definitely be fun, because you could use the Ancient to avoid so many Salmonids, but we haven't actually faced a flying Salmonid within Splatoon Raiders. Well, we haven't played Splatoon Raiders yet. I meant to say, we haven't faced a flying Salmonid other than the Snatcher. And the missile guy. Also, cracking out of the doors of the Snatchers is definitely going to be very, very interesting. Because it's a far different beast than well, whatever dealing with small fry is. And I can't wait to see if they have adjusted the flipper flopper, or what they'll do with the flipper flopper. Like, I haven't really seen any changes with the steelhead. Of course I got hit by... Like, we haven't dealt with many salmon versions of denial specials, I suppose you could say, because we haven't really seen... okay. Well... I'm just trying to focus on the game. The other thing is, when it comes to solely Splatoon as a whole, there has been a few things of input lag throughout the games, with the Wii U having the lowest amount. And personally, I don't have a problem with input lag, but I am aware that there are some people that really okay. Can you not? Okay. Also, squid rolling is not something that I expect to be in Raiders, but if it is in Raiders, then I guess we know what to expect for Splatoon 4. Why couldn't I climb? I mean, Splatoon Raiders is definitely going to have a different feel of the game in general. Because there's probably going to be no enemies that we have to throw bombs in, because, I mean, bombs are completely absent from what we saw in the Splatoon Raiders announcement. And then there's the quota system. The quota system is definitely not gonna be existent in a sense, because the quota is something that players can get to grind, earn more cosmetic stuff, so on and so forth. I'm gonna need to move. There's also not gonna be that. But one of my hopes for Splatoon Raiders, other than everything else, is fix the net code. Like, if there's gonna be co-op, the co-op just has to feel nice. It has to be something, like, it has to be something that everyone's gonna make sense of, okay? Because if it's co-op, there's likely gonna be some level of coordination in the multiplayer setting, and this is definitely not coordinated. I tried to throw the Booyah bomb. And again, one of the things I do hope for Raiders is like make the matchmaking very nice. Make sure that we don't have that again. Because everybody's appearing on top of each other. I'm sure we did see that happen in the trailer, but they should like go on right on top of each other like that. Make whatever fights that we as players come across, make it feel a little something special. I mean, sure, we have the various many different ways things can go wrong. Maybe not have close engagements like this, because I mean, sure, close engagements can be fun, but if we're talking about new, very up close and personal Salmonids, like Salty Billy, and yes, I'm calling him Salty Billy, it's definitely not gonna be a pleasant experience on close quarters until we get the hatchet, the splatchet. And then there's the big shots. Because big shots, I mean, they don't have what it takes to go into Raiders. We'll look at them. I'm sorry, Big Shot. Bet you also weren't exactly my favorite. I mean, that kind of worked. Okay, come on. Okay, well, that's another way cleared. Yeah, the one thing that's definitely not going to be in Raiders is the whole tide system, because, I mean, sure, we don't really know what causes the tide to shift this quickly, but it could just be region disparity. Deal with a steelhead. Sticks are definitely gonna be different because they did widen the base of those things. If I'm not mistaken, though. And sorry for the amount of dead space, but I'm trying to focus. And finally, I'm going to end off my little, like, this one little video with one final battle. Oh. Well, I suppose, well, not battle, but wave, but we're definitely not gonna have goldies. Okay, I don't know why I went for that one. Okay, come on, Goldie. I think I know which one it might be in. Never mind. It's in the same one. I mean, if Raiders does have goalies, that would definitely be something to make do with. Wait, that sounds... So, I am just gonna leave all the dead space in, because, I mean, let's face it, we all know what's been going on YouTube, and in a sense, just content as a whole has shifted in 2026. Like, some more people are watching TV, so if you like listening to Salmon Run gameplay, that's fine by me. I mean, I watch Salmon Run gameplay just to, like, see how the weapons perform and all that. And I'm curious in seeing how the weapons perform in Raiders, and whether you're getting any additional weapons out of Raiders. Because we did see that one trailer when Splatoon Raiders was announced. Folks, we also... Okay, why is everyone falling in the water all of a sudden? I started talking about one thing and suddenly everyone's jumping into the water. My goodness. But okay, come on, snatchers. The one thing that I will say though is we replaced the snatchers with something that paints their floor. Like, I know there's gonna be some resentment over it, but personally, I'm fine with the challenge. Alright, we're trying to get into one more golden time, dang it. But, yeah. Though, I really want the Raiders to definitely spill some more lore regarding the Salmonids, because they probably are just very, very misunderstood creatures. They probably don't have any idea that they're just sacrificing themselves, feeding themselves to a literal meat grinder that is a undercover gorilla. And at the same time, it's just one of those things where I would like to dig deeper into the Salmonid mindset. You know, what does the Salmonid think? What does the Salmonid think of something like a umbrella? What does the Salmonid think of something like a laser? Because clearly, Salmonids have very different morals compared to Inklings and Ducklings. So I do want to know what it's all about. Finally, and finally, are we gonna get king? We're not. Okay. No king for this video, but again, it was a short video. But I would talk about my thoughts while giving some Salmon Run gameplay. And let's never do a rotation like this one again. So if you guys do want to do Salmon Run with me, or other words, you know, watch me or whatnot, you know what to do. And I do go live on Twitch, TikTok, and Kick as well, so be sure to go check out those platforms as well. And with that out of the way, thank you for watching if you made it this far into the video, and if you have any thoughts, put it down in the comment section below, and thank you. Peace out.